Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to address something that's really, really important when it comes to the politics and all the craziness going on with the Russian and Ukrainian war and all the nonsense that's going on and the propaganda and the suffering and the chaos. First of all, we need to recognize that this is not at the root a political war, but it's at its root a spiritual war. We see in the book of Daniel that there was this being, the prince of the kingdom of Persia, in Daniel 10:13, and it talks about how the archangel Michael waged warfare against this prince of Persia because the prince of Persia, which was a spiritual archangel over that particular empire, wanted to stop Daniel's prayer from being answered. You see, there was political unrest and warfare even at Daniel's time, and yet we see that it was spiritual beings that were overseeing the nation and the empire. It was not just a political battle. And so we need to understand, guys, that there are archangels over regions, over territories, and these spirits are using the political leaders that we see in power today. Putin is not just in power by accident, but there are demonic strongholds that are influencing him in order to push him towards the things that he's doing. And we see in many different nations, and we see this not just in nations, but like I said, in Bible, in the book of Daniel, and we also see in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 14 speaks of the king of Babylon, and it speaks about Lucifer. So we see this connection between political leaders and fallen angels. So we have to recognize that there is a spiritual battle in the heavenlies that is going on right now that is influencing the political warfare that we're seeing in the earth. So that means our prayers need to not just be focused on Vladimir Putin and on Ukraine and their president, but we need to also be seeking the Lord to send angels, angelic hosts, to defeat the angelic armies of darkness, the fallen angels that are actually ruling and reigning over these political powers, because we need to engage the spiritual warfare that is the real battle underneath the physical battle which we're seeing with our own eyes. And if we don't learn to engage in the spiritual battle through our prayers and seeking the Lord to engage warfare against these fallen angels, then we will be deceived and think that this is political in its root, when it is actually spiritual. I encourage you guys to pray for peace, to pray for God's blessing over Ukraine and over Russia, that God would move and bring salvation to the lost and increase their desperation for the Lord. But also pray that God would send his hosts of angels to wage warfare, just like God sent Michael to wage war against the prince of Persia in Daniel 10. We can pray that God would send angels as well to defeat the powers of darkness that are overruling Russia and Putin and these political powers. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.